All right, folks, welcome back. We're going to do another review, and this is going to be of my friend Keith from Dat Louisiana Life. I've reviewed one of his videos when he cooked a Nutra that they harvested, and Tara cooked a Nutra stew. That was a great video. This is going to be this year. We have had a terrible crawfish season as far as buying crawfish in South Mississippi. They're just so freaking expensive. And it's because of a drought that happened in South Mississippi and South Louisiana last summer. In this video, Keith is going to be going out with his brother-in-law. They're going to be going out, and his brother-in-law runs crawfish traps. So we're going to watch and see how they catch those wild caught Bell River crawfish. These aren't crawfish ponds. They're going out doing what, when you're a crawfish cooker like I am, you go, are these pond crawfish or are these deep water crawfish? These would be what you call deep water crawfish. They're from out in the wild in the Bell River. So without further ado, let's check out Keith getting into some crawfishing with his brother-in-law. He always has great music. It fits what he's doing. Dang, that's some big pillow traps. I've had some, but they were only like 4 foot long. Oh, speaking of which, one of the things I want to show you. Let's get back. Come on, where you at, Tara, with that shirt? All right, look, you see that shirt Tara's wearing? Producer Ryan, do me a favor, go get me that shirt so I can put it up here and show. With this lovely, the new format that we got, that you're seeing the whole big screen, which is great. It's an improvement. Somebody told me in the last Reacts video they liked that I'm down here in the corner and you can see the whole screen. And I was going to just show some support for my friends at Dat Louisiana Life. So I went to their merch store. And if you go to their channel, they got a link to their merch store. But when you put this up and you're doing green screen, I don't know if you can see, you're looking at what's going on the video. So I can't wear this because it's a great logo, but have no fear. Next time I review one of your videos, Keith, I'll make sure that we change the green screen to a blue screen or a magenta screen or something like that. So back to the video.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dat Louisiana Life. I'm out here with my good buddy Terry. It just so happens to be Tara's brother. And what we doing today, Terry?
We're gonna come in the Spearway, the Chapel Basin and Bell River, pass a few traps and see if we can't get some of them crawfish, them swamp bugs.
There you go.
I've been excited to do this, man. I know it's been rough with the crawfish lately. I know that drought last year put a hurting on it, though.
And it's gonna be real rough today. The water dropped about a foot. So
wow.
We're gonna have some fun. Some stump jumping, stuck, come along. Hopefully we don't have to use it. But let's see.
All right, let's do it. Let's go see what we can get into. Hopefully we can catch a few crawfish today.
This sorting table is the coolest. He's using the edge as a knife too, cutting his cut bait. Everything has a...
So we went ahead and ran 3 of them so far, just to see what we were working with. And Looks like we're gonna catch a few today, huh?
Yeah, it ain't horrible.
So what kind of bait we using?
Some pogie, come from Maryland. They truck that down here to our bait store, and we buy 'em. You slide it like that, bust the gut. That's some dry food, artificial, and throw both of them in the trap, and you good to go.
You bust the gut on them so it don't float, huh?
Right, where to sink to the bottom of the trap where they can eat on it.
What you call these traps?
A pillar trap.
Yeah.
That's a 5-foot pillar trap.
Oh, it's only
You're gonna use
5?
pillar traps out here because that water comes up high. It'll cover the whole trap. And
Maybe
you can see the water line on some of these trees. Man, look how high some of that water gets. It's
Maybe my pillow traps were 3 foot. I know those look way bigger than what I had. But I had some pillow traps. I don't know what happened to them. I had about a half dozen of them. I had the bright idea I was going to try to catch some crawfish in the Pearl River swamp. I didn't do that good.
Probably
Yeah.
6 foot.
another
Where we
6
at.
foot up sometimes. Crazy.
And it's a foot down right now. We're gonna have a fun day.
All right, so you see what they're talking about when you look over here at the trees. If you look on that tree, you can see those mud lines. You can see where the water line was. That's how the drought has affected. That drought that we had last summer, they still don't have the water that they had. That's why they called them deep water crawfish. I'm sitting here looking. That looks like the water they should be in. It should be, like you said, 5 or 6 foot higher than it is, and that's why they called these deep water crawfish. Instead of pond crawfish, which is when they flood a rice field, and they flood that rice field, it may be 1.5 feet, 2 foot of water, and they've got the traps are completely different for a crawfish pond versus these deep water traps.
See if you still have a little water. Like in the back, feel the smoke.
Not very full. And see, the small ones go out through that sorting table. If they can fit through the slots, he doesn't want them in the sack.
Ain't bad, though. That's bad, though. Look at that.
Throw the old bait out.
Man.
I don't think they got enough money in the world.
$100, you wouldn't take a taste of it?
No.
$100?
You'd spend more than that for the ER visit, for that food poison.
See this one in that grass right there? It might have a few. But on the other line in the back over there,
Okay,
It's better than you thought, huh?
yeah, that water.
Keith, if you're watching this, you need to, the next time we talk, you need to tell me what it is he's putting in there to hold that clip, to clip that top trap that he's pulling out. It looks like a porcupine quill. But I got to say, this table is cool as a cucumber. I love the sorting section in the middle so the small ones fall through and the bigger ones you want in the sack. And they've got this mounting device there where they can mount 2 sacks on there. So they know as they're filling up, they're sacking up the crawfish at the same time. That's Cajun ingenuity. Terry, you got it going on with your boat, brother. Good job.
Dropped. I thought it would suck today, but they're doing pretty good. Steady, consistent. They're not smoking, but they ain't horrible.
Let's see the bottom of that trap. So we can show the little funnels on there where they go in.
The throat.
Yeah. That's where they go in at.
And it has to be in the water. You kind of try to lay it down at an angle. If it's out the water, you seen that last trap. The birds will get in there. The turtles will get in there. And they will eat all your crawfish, and all you have is heads, but they can't pull through the trap.
Yeah. You pull all the crawfish out on this tray.
All the trash, the small ones fall through. That way you don't have no little bitty ones. Ain't nobody want to eat no little crawfish. And then you just go straight in the sack.
Too cool for school.
That's crazy.
But we catching.
Catching, babe. Like, and if you face the front and come put your traps out, so like when I find a football run, you put and you watching where you're going, so you remember where you're lying. I could take y'all, man. I tell you, I could almost tell you right now where every trap's at. Where I'm gonna turn, come back. We're gonna get up there. I'm gonna hit that other line I showed you in the woods. Go through the woods, come back, like. But I'm facing forward. I'm putting them out. I tell Jaden all the time. He's like, man, you get me lost. Your back's facing. You'll never remember.
How many traps we checking today?
Probably about 150, 155.
Wow.
And then we might go hit another little line, see what it look like over there. But
I know you had to move a lot of traps around to find the crawfish, so I know a lot of people don't realize the work that goes into it, but you got to move these traps around all over. Some places get bad, you take all them traps, that's a lot of traps to move, huh?
you gotta smash them out, put them in your boat, stack them up, go back, put a nail, tie them in a tree, reflag your line. The whole process starts all over again.
It's a lot of work that goes into this.
So these traps had been in the same place for 4 years until about 3 weeks ago. And this is all new set. This is actually my third run on them. And it's doing all right.
Maybe if I do a little work, I might earn a little bit of crawfish I can ball, huh? I gotta work my way fast.
Yeah, I'll give you enough, cook you a little stew.
A stew?
Couple pounds, make you a little stew, enough for an omelet.
I really appreciate you letting me come do this with you.
Anytime.
I've done it before with him. I've always enjoyed it, but I know it's been rough lately, so.
I actually wanted him to wait till we got on the crawfish. We didn't want to show y'all the bad side of it. So after we found a few crawfish, we decided, hey, now's the time.
Hey, but you know what? We're gonna come out and show the bad side of it too. It's not all just catching crawfish and
That's right.
it's all glory. Sometimes it's blood, sweat, and tears and no glory.
So the
Right.
rest of the traps that ain't running, we'll let him make a little video when we go get that and move.
Well, let me tell you something. That's explaining why the price of crawfish are so high. If you know, I got a bunch of folks around here in South Mississippi, they don't understand why the price of crawfish are so high. But you've got to think about this. Terry had to buy those pogies. He's spending money for that. He's spending money for upkeep for his boat. He's spending money for fuel for that boat. He's spending time, which time equals money, I think we can all agree. He's spending time out there trying to get these crawfish, and he's running 150 traps. If he can only catch a sack of crawfish, it's not worth his time. It's not worth the bait. And I didn't even talk about the pelletized bait that he had for it. He's spending lots of money, so he's got to recoup all that front end cost on what he's trying to sell. And a lot of these guys, you go into like Pierre Part, that's where they sell a lot. These crawfishermen come into Pierre Part and they sell their crawfish there. But if they don't have a buyer sitting on the dock, they're selling to a middleman. So they're getting even less money. So I can see why the crawfish are, with what happened with the drought that we had, is perfectly understandable why the prices are as high as they are. And Lord, there's an old Mofro song says, all the folks in town pray for rain. Hey, I'm one of those folks praying for rain. And it's in somewhere in here, Ryan, you got to put less than 6 seconds of pray for rain in here.
Move that and show you how bad it really gets.
Yeah.
I'm amazed by the size of the trees. I feel like all the ones back there, you know how old they gotta be? Yeah, when you think about it. You know, cypresses, you know, that's 40 years old, like your mom and all 20 yards of little ones they had. How old you think it's really?
There you go. Get you some, Keith. You doing the work so he doesn't have to cut them with that board. This is educational. Great music. Great music.
I tell you what, we picked a beautiful morning to come out here.
Oh, ain't too many places I'd rather be. Now let's catch some nice fish was paying.
Yeah. I'll take you catch some fish, all right? It's not gonna pay, but we'll have some fun doing it.
Shut this unit down right now.
All right, so those pillow traps, I happen to know because the ones that I had, they come smashed flat. So, and when he talked about you got to smash them flat to move them, that's just so he can fit them all in the boat and they stack up. You because they're that rubberized chicken wire, and when you get out there where you're going to set them, you pull them out so they're shaped like a pillow, and you make sure your funnels are all right. And you see on that end where he's opening and closing it, you know, I just rolled mine down about 2 or 3 times, but he's just folding it once, and he's got something that he's sticking in there to keep it closed where he doesn't have to sit there and unfold and unfurl. So he's figured this out. He's got this down to a science on time. Grab my sack, pull it up, pull this thing out, open it, dump the sack in the tray, throw my bait in there, fold it back over once, put my thing back in, and put it back out, and I'm catching crawfish. But look, man, look at this view. That sun popping through those cypress trees, all that gorgeous vegetation. Man, this is just, you see why they call South Louisiana the sportsman's paradise? This is it. This is sportsman's paradise. This is where God's finger, he reached down and touched that and said, this is where you're going to be able to have a bountiful, feast. It's a movable feast of fish and food.
If you don't catch the crawfish, you always throw that in the pan and sear it. The bones are so little, the bones will get tender.
Now that's a pretty good run in that trap.
It's starting to run. It's starting to pick up a little bit. They pretty. We just running out of water. And it's not a whole bunch of traps. You can run about 50-something traps with a box of bait, 60 traps, maybe a little more sometimes, depending on the size of the fish. And this is still what we have left in the first box. So we didn't run that many traps.
A lot of those guys are running a lot of traps out here right now to get a bunch of sacks, huh?
Yeah, if they catching, they're running 900, 700,
wow,
1,000 traps
a day.
A day. I'm not running that much for nothing. I'd rather run less expense. Just don't catch as much, and
yeah, you
still have profit.
This is some of that downtime. The time he's having to spend to get unstuck in this shallow water with the conditions that they're dealing with the drought. And these mud motors that they have down there, it's a 4-wheel drive boat is what it is. This thing is made to, I mean, it runs in, if you've run a bass boat like I have, or a pontoon boat like I run now, you aren't putting your foot in the stuff that they're doing because you've got your impeller sucking up water from down there, cooling that motor. I don't know the whole workings of these mud motors. I just know they're built to do this kind of stuff, and they just impress me. And I told Keith at one time, I said, man, you need to get you an airboat. He says, they're too noisy. And yeah, I can see that. There he goes. He is in some skinny water. Skinny water.
Ain't bad, huh? Little,
But you got an eel?
yeah, he'll get in there and eat all your damn crawfish.
Oh, that's an amphiuma.
Oh, check him out.
It's a
Probably nothing left in there. Just
two-toed or three-toed amphiuma.
He had him a meal.
Oh, look at him. He's underneath that thing.
We'll get him out.
Watch. I'm going to get him.
He'll bite you, Keith. That's an amphiuma. Mud snakes and rainbow snakes love eating these things. That's their food source, and it's the coolest thing to watch. If you ever see a mud snake or a rainbow snake eating an amphiuma, you know, they'll catch that amphiuma in the middle of the dang thing, and they'll move all the way up to the head, but they do it with their mouth. They keep their mouth on it all the way to the end to get around it. Because if they're in the swamp and they know if they let go of it at all, that thing's taken off. So they walk their way up their body with their mouth. It's the coolest thing to watch ever.
Look at him right there.
Oh, slimy sucker.
A big dude, huh?
I got them rubber gloves on, boy. You can't grab him.
And they got some little feet on him.
Yeah. He's a salamander.
A cone, we call him an eel, a cone. You hear all different kind of names.
That's
Man,
a
you
decent
talking about
size.
slimy, huh? There you go. Go eat some more crawfish, buddy.
Look at that boat, or that bateau. That is a custom boat. This boat was built for purpose, for doing just what you see it's doing right now. So that's another expense. They custom build those boats down there. Keith's got that good drone out. Keith, your production of these videos is just awesome. You got good background music. You got great drone footage. Great use of that drone. This, folks, this is what it looks like when you're flying over it in a helicopter. I can tell you that for sure. Now, yep. That's still drone footage that you're seeing. I don't know how he's pulling it through those trees like that. See his controller in his hand?
We stopped for a second so we can go ahead and close up these couple sacks we got full. We got 2 sacks full, Terry?
Yeah, we got a little over 2 sacks. I usually fit a whole nother sack in here, but we have a lot of trash right now, so I'm not gonna put too much in there where we can kind of keep them clean. And
Okay, hold on. Now I got a question for you, Keith and Terry. When you don't have a sack on that other side, I guess you got a gate valve there or something that you can keep the crawfish from just going in the hole and hitting in the bottom of the boat. It looks like he's got that right in here. If y'all can see my mouse, I'm circling. That looks like a valve. I think he pulls that up so the crawfish, okay, I figured it out.
just do our thing.
How many pounds do you think they got in there?
40, 42. We average when they're not real big. When the crawfish are real big, you like 38, 37.
Tell you what, with the price of crawfish lately, that's like swamp gold right there, huh?
Yes, sir.
I know at the beginning of the season, I couldn't believe the prices on crawfish.
Yeah, me either.
$8 a pound in the beginning of the season, but first sack I caught went in my belly.
Yeah.
It don't matter what they was paying.
The prices definitely went down a good bit, but it's still high.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, he's got those slides he can put in and out for those holes.
That's a unit.
They're all over by the trap, huh?
Yeah. I went to grab my trap and they were just all over in the water right here swimming like.
Little cocodrie
Like a little snake.
They're trying to eat
That's
your
a
crawfish.
pretty creature.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Pretty little animal.
They got so many of them out here right
Look
now.
how fat. Probably was eating all my crawfish. Look, his little belly swole up.
They trying to call mama right
Little
now.
frogs. Let's see what they're doing right here. Water's getting any better? Not a horrible set, just not what we was hoping for. Get to hang out, run traps, and talk. What else you want?
Look how skinny that water is. What does that boat draft? That's some skinny water y'all are in. You couldn't do that with a bass boat.
See right here, you gonna ain't nobody gonna try to slow in there. Look at that whole big stuff.
And you dang sure couldn't get through all those cypress trees with a pontoon boat. This boat that he has is built for purpose. But my question is, it's so long, I guess that's so he doesn't have to draft as deep. But man, isn't it tough navigating through those trees? I mean, I would think the shorter the boat, you could make turns and stuff. I guess he's got straight runs. He's got him a path he's working through those trees in that swamp.
You go all like that, you got a little water right there. Know what I'm saying?
Oh, he. We call those a pullover in Black Creek. Look at that beast of a motor.
Ain't got no choice, we got to go. Yeah. I don't know how that little longboy engine's still running.
Warmouth bass.
That's what we call a goggle eye.
Yep.
Trash right there.
Ooh, I got some batters in here. It gives a good idea on how shallow it really is, huh?
I mean,
How bad you want that set?
he's out there with regular boots.
Not too bad, huh?
No, not shabby.
Four sacks we looking at?
You already got 4. We'd be working on 5. Working on 5. Not the best, but we ain't run a whole bunch of traps. Kind of out here just playing today.
We picked up.
All right, 150 traps, and he's working on 5 sacks. So that's every 30 traps he sets. He's getting 1.5 pounds or so crawfish out of 30 traps. I don't know how long it takes on the days. You can see how this adds up and why it costs money to get these crawfish like this. Yeah, that's amazing. But Terry's rig is just freaking awesome.
It's an awesome day to come play. I don't think we could have asked for a better day, huh?
Prettier day? No. Beautiful.
It seems like the crawfish got a little bit bigger coming a little further in, huh?
Yes, sir. Look at that. Further to the back you get, the bigger they are. Pack that a little bit, you grab you another little handful. Make everybody happy.
Tight sack.
Oh, look, they got some big ones in there yet, huh?
Yeah. Back here in the back.
Add it to the collection.
That one's ready to go.
One, two, three, four.
We ran that trap earlier. What they got in there? Man, that's pretty good. We just checked that trap, what, an hour ago? And they already got about 15 crawfish in there?
Yeah.
Well, your next run's gonna be good. How did they have crawfish in there they weren't even in the water? They walk.
I think the tide's dropping right now. Something, I don't know what's going out of yet.
Man,
He is literally sitting in mud.
you gonna throw it back on land?
Yeah, I'm tired.
What a beast! Dude.
That's what I was trying to get off of.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I already know what happened right there.
Nerodia.
A snake got in your trap. He ate a whole bunch of crawfish and he couldn't get out, huh? He swole up.
Yeah.
And now
He's really swollen up now.
oh, his crawfish big now.
That sucker smell like he been there a year.
There's a trap.
That is a massive tree. Beautiful tree. Amazing how big that tree is, huh? I wouldn't even know how to put an age on a tree like that, huh?
300? I don't know. A lot of history. I've been seeing a lot of stuff.
I wouldn't know how to age it until I cut it. And start counting those rings. Dude, if you could get that cypress. If that would have gone underwater and stayed underwater.
Last one?
Last one.
And you could get that out of there if you only knew.
Look
And mill it.
What many? 5 sacks. You know what I like the most? You hear that? Listen in a little while. He must be running a trap right now. We're not the only idiots that's trying to fish on bank right now. They have other people doing it too.
Yeah.
It makes me feel humble.
Yeah. You gotta go.
The water fell out. We was in here. The water fell out. It's not there. Listen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
You're not
fighting
the
it.
only one struggling out here today.
Oh, we actually doing better than him.
I say that's a pretty
Yeah,
good
you're
day.
right. Yeah, you're
I
right.
know we can always do better, right? But 5 sacks of crawfish, beautiful day.
Quality time.
We got to spend some quality time together.
Yes, sir. And our day is now adjourned.
This is awesome. Five pretty sacks of mud bugs.
back at Terry's house. He went ahead and sold the 4 sacks we caught earlier. We're gonna keep 1 sack to ball probably tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
So
We'll
I can't wait for
family get together, a little throwdown,
yeah.
and we'll show y'all how that goes too.
I haven't had bald crawfish yet this year.
Neither
I'm
have
super
I.
pumped about that. So stick around, bald crawfish.
Awesome.
Menu.
We're gonna go ahead and start preparing things for our crawfish ball today. Tara is gonna start it off by making us a dip to go along with our crawfish.
Yes.
This is all the ingredients we're gonna be using.
Tony, Lee and Pears, Louisiana,
And
mustard,
I'm pretty sure she's
mayo,
gonna measure everything, right?
ketchup.
I'm gonna
No,
use the
you mix
same
it.
measuring technique that we've used before.
How's that?
You just mix it up till it
Not
tastes
measuring
right.
anything.
Just put it in there and mix it up.
Yes.
Get it?
I'm starting with some mayonnaise.
Mix it up till it tastes right.
Like a whole jar of mayonnaise.
More. There we go. Ketchup.
Looking for a
Judge
color.
the color.
Yep, yep.
I'm gonna put a little bit of mustard. Cajun seasoning.
Tony Cha-Cha's.
It's blowing on me.
You ain't sneezing?
Garlic. Yeah, garlic. Powdered garlic. I'm sure you can put real garlic in there if you want.
Yeah, that's blowing all over the place.
I know we went through this before. Wash your sister's sauce.
Worcestershire.
That's what somebody told us how to pronounce it, right?
And the church bells.
Wash your sister sauce?
Yeah.
Worcestershire.
It is about that much.
We got the roosters and the church bells going on. We're doing good.
That's why we like it at the houseboat. We don't hear anything. I think I have to add more ketchup.
Get a little bit more rouge in there, huh?
It looks a little light. And some more spice.
Yeah, she's looking for a color, and she's looking for seeing that spice in there. That's the way I like to do it, but I know y'all will want real measurements when I'm doing a cooking video, so I'm gonna try to get better
Get
at
these
that.
crawfish rinsed off real good. I'm gonna let that water circulate in there till it comes out clean. And be ready to go. Let that sit for a few minutes. Crawfish
That's clean.
almost all cleaned up. Ready to start cooking. It's all our vegetables inside.
Now, what I like seeing is Keith didn't add any salt into that purge. I don't either. I just run hose water. I've got one of the crawfish cleaners that you put the sack of crawfish, the whole sack in there, and it's spraying water through them, and they circle around, and it's draining off. And I'm just running fresh water on them. I don't like putting salt in there on top, iodized salt that you're getting table salt, and mixing it with your crawfish. I just want to clean them. I want to make sure they're clean enough where that water comes back clear, and you give them enough of that circulation. They're gonna clean that vein out as much as they're gonna do.
Sausage we're gonna be boiling with our crawfish. I'm gonna go ahead and boil those separately from the crawfish. I like to put them in this little sack right here. The reason I boil them separately is I don't put quite as much seasoning with my vegetables when I boil them.
That makes
I like
sense.
to put them in this bag right here. It keeps them from getting all beat up and smashed up, so it's just a little bit cleaner.
All right, that makes perfect sense, Keith. That makes perfect sense. There's two schools of thought on your veggies and your crawfish. Do you boil them separate, or do you boil them at the same time? I boil them at the same time. But I've got varying temperatures because I usually do when I'm doing a crawfish boil, I can do a sack at a time in a pot, but I might do 2 burns, look at the water, maybe a third burn if I haven't, worked my water out too bad. So 3 sacks out of 1 pot. So that first one that I do, I don't add a lot of spice as far as cayenne. I add spice for flavor, which I'll put a powdered crab boil in there, and I'll put some liquid crab boil to kick it up some. And then I'm doing lots of onions, lots of garlic, lots of bell pepper. And I put all that stuff in there, making that water right. And I use the basket that comes with the pot, and that's what I put my veggies in. I do put my crawfish in a sack though. And I pull the crawfish up, and there's a timing that I do with my veggies. But I mean, look, I'm not going to question Keith's crawfish cooking abilities. There ain't no way I'm going to do that. That man's down there in Terrebonne Parish. He knows what he's doing when it comes to cooking mud bugs. There's just 2 schools of thought. I'm of one school, he's of the other.
It's just how I like to do it. And then right before my vegetables are done, we're gonna soak some olives. I know Tara likes some olives, so.
I've never done that.
And this is the seasoning we're using today?
Yeah. That's our number 2 seasoning.
Yeah. We switch around a lot, but.
Yeah. Especially when we can't get our Cajun fry stuff.
And when I start the crawfish, I'll go through that pretty thorough, so I'll show you how I do it. My way.
There you go.
Not
the best way.
I wouldn't say that, but it's my way. I'm sure everybody got their own way. These bags are usually good for about 45 pounds of crawfish. That's what it says on the back, but we got about 40 pounds or so. I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 bag of this and then another quarter bag just for a little extra kick.
Kicking it up a bit.
I know some people are gonna ask why, but
No, I
2
understand.
gallons of orange juice.
Oh, 2 gallons. I got you. I'm feeling you. Well,
It's good.
not quite 2 gallons. Minus a sip.
2 sticks of butter. She ready to go. I'm gonna bring this.
Now, the butter that he's putting in, let me tell y'all why he's putting the butter in. The butter helps make your water a little greasy. It helps make it's better for you peeling pinching that crawfish meat out of that tail. So anything that you're using for lube, you like butter, or some people use oil, but that's why you put that in there.
Water up to a boil. I'm gonna drop my crawfish in, bring it back up to a rolling ball, and then I'm gonna time it for 3 minutes, turn it off, and let them soak for about 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
Taste them every now and then just to see how they're coming out, but that's the plan.
And the tasting, absolutely. Love your plan. Love your game plan. When I'm doing tastings, what I'm checking for is not necessarily the flavor of the tail as much as I'm testing the when I bite that crawfish tail, is it rubbery? It needs to cook a little longer. Is it just right? When you bite a crawfish, if you eat crawfish, if it's just right. Or if you've gone too long, they're mushy. So I try to, when I reach in, I try to get a mixture of, I want to get a small crawfish. I want to get a large crawfish. I get like 3 or 4 crawfish. When I go to checking, I pull them out, put them on the top where they cool down enough where I can peel them. And I'm checking for the consistency of the meat texture is what I'm doing on my taste. And I might say, oh, they need to soak another 5 or 10 minutes.
Let's get it started.
that's a pretty batch. Okay. He's got veggies in a whole different pot, I see. So he's got a pot. Perfect. There's Terry. Oh. Oh. Look. Producer Ryan's in here. He's looking at this. I know he's licking his chops. This is the first year I have not boiled crawfish since like 1981. And it's because the price is so high. It's been cost prohibitive. We normally do crawfish boils for Easter. The prices were so high we couldn't afford it. We did the fish fry and some shrimp fry. And there's a video on here of that.
It's looking good. Got my boy Terry and his family come hang out with us. I figured he did all the work yesterday.
Yeah.
Least I could do is cook him some crawfish.
I'm sitting on my bottom today. He said he got all the work today, so we just sitting down.
Yeah.
This is Jessica.
See them?
She like it.
I'm the normal baiter.
Yeah. She usually goes out there and
Does all the work.
does all the work.
Ah, okay.
You took her
I
spot.
took a place yesterday.
Took her place and dealt with the drone and the filming and everything. But hey, that was some great. And look at this cool dog. Hey, Andy. Did some great video footage.
Yeah.
Here they come.
It's almost that time, sis.
Aye.
About to throw down.
That looks good.
This is what it's all about, guys.
Little family time, little get together, and some good food.
The final product. How is it?
It's great. It's delicious. Thank y'all for going catching yesterday.
Oh my
Thank
God.
Terry for taking it.
Hey, you did a
Thank
good
you,
job
brother.
cooking. You did a good job cooking.
Thank you for being the baiter for today.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do a whole lot of baiting. I videoed Terry working the whole day. So we're gonna finish up. We're gonna catch y'all next time. Later.
Later.
We don't take the poo out the
Later.
tap.
This is how I peel a crawfish. Like that. I just dip it in like that. Pop it right out.
There you go.
That easy. Oh yeah, and I like to go trawling for some
I
that.
wanted to see if that worked.
Got some of that fat.
Hey, hold on, watch.
That's how you do it.
Watch.
Thank you for that demonstration.
That's what he was doing when he said he went trawling for that goodness. That's the crawfish fat. It's stored up in the head. Look, man, I got to tell you, Keith, if you're watching this video, we got to collab just so I can get over there and eat some of this stuff. My mouth is, I'm drinking beer, but my mouth is watering looking at those crawfish. Because like I said, I ain't had crawfish in a year. Great video, great production. Love the music that he had going in it. And how can you not love his content? It's showing some of the most beautiful scenery you're going to see in the South. I've just got such a draw to, hey, and it's the same with the Everglades to me. That water, that fresh water system and everything you can get out of those areas. I mean, there is just so many different ecosystems in the South that are vast and produce different stuff. And man, I've got to get over there. You've got to get over here. But I know it's kicking up for you. It might be that I end up coming over there to you and I bring some snakes and some bags that we can talk about. But we got to get together and do something, especially eat, especially cook and eat. Folks, I hope y'all enjoyed this review or reaction. You know, it's kind of weird reacting to somebody that I like and know, but I'm biased in it, so just go ahead and know that. I admitted it right now. If you haven't visited Dat Louisiana Life, there's going to be a link in the descriptions. And go over and look at some of their other videos. One, they've upgraded their new camp. They've got a new camp down there now that's bigger. Two, click the subscribe button when you go over there. Like their stuff. Look at their videos. If you like them, subscribe to them. And we're going to have a link straight to their channel as well. And hey, if you've made it this far in this video, and if you hadn't done it yet, go ahead and punch that like button if you thought this was worth watching. If you thought that, hey, you might want to hit that subscribe button and check out the stuff that we come out with on other stuff. We do some cooking. We look at some natural resources, some animals. It's just a grab bag. It's a redneck of 50 plus years old with lots of life lessons and learnings from all of that. Folks, Rob Doherty, thanks for watching us. Y'all come back and see us again.